Hello, hello.
Working? No, it's working. All right, guys, welcome, welcome. Make sure you have a flag before you're sitting. So you should be holding a Pan-African flag or a Canadian flag. Let me make sure it's balanced. It's balanced, okay? A Pan-African flag and a Canadian flag. If you're sitting without one, then please get up and get one. And if someone can please assist me to getting two. Oh, you have mommy? Oh, good. Look at you. Huh. You're not a player. All right. And see, everybody have their flags. Wow. Welcome, everybody. You got two, eh? Oh, this is awesome. Una ready? Una ready? All right. Big up yourself. Monsieur. All right, welcome, guys. Good evening. We're getting right into it. Thank you so much for coming out. It's not too cold for February, so I won't apologize for the cold. It's okay today. And without further ado, I'm going to make 2 more minutes to settle. Or not? All right, una settle? Una good? Una ready? All right, so we're ready. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you so, so much. We're going to call up Bobby Marshall, who is one of the board of directors from Aurora Black Community, and she will get ready for the day. Most importantly, be engaged. Be engaged. This is not a funeral service. We're celebrating. Nobody no dead. So nobody died. Be happy. You know, something said that you agree with, clap your hand, do something, raise a flag, something. Right? Exactly. Yes. We need energy, you know. Anything about the culture is energy, food, and whatever. But energy, good energy, and enjoy the moment. There are going to be that moment where it's really reflective and it's appropriate. But overall, we just really want good energy. So thank you so much for coming.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Fiona. Thank you so much for that. Good evening, everyone. My name, as she mentioned, is Bobby Marshall. So before we get into everything, our MC is who I'm going to introduce to you. But before I do, I want to let you know a little bit about him. So thank you again, everybody, for coming out this evening. Sorry, don't have the best eyes. Bear with me. Oh, you know what? It's probably better without the glasses. Probably better without the glasses. Yep, here we go. Okay, so this is our 5th annual flag raising ceremony. So those of you who have come for the first time, I found out tonight that some people it's their first time, but I'm hoping it won't be the last. So welcome, and we'll see you guys again next year. Yeah, that would be nice. Okay, so first, I want to extend my grateful appreciation for the town of Aurora for always their unwavering support in recognizing Black history. So we appreciate that. And the culture, your commitment to the work is so much appreciated. To all our special guests, dignitaries, community members, supporters, thank you for being here. Your presence today is a powerful reminder of our theme, Rising Together. We're also excited to extend our celebration beyond Aurora. This year, we encourage you all to join in the New Market for their NACA celebration, which is the New Market, African, Caribbean, Canadian Black History Reception and Marketplace. That's going to be, we're still at the end of January. So it's going to be next month. Just go to their website. Oh, is it? My apologies. Sorry, I was going by what I saw on the website. Thank you. I appreciate that you guys know it better than me. So that will be. Okay, there you go. There you go. My apologies. That will be tomorrow, which is starting next month. So yes, if you want more details, check the website. All the information is there as well. So thank you. Those. So let's show up and support for that experience. So those of you who haven't experienced that yet, please join them and support. So, okay, so before I bring out Mr. Javed Khan, just a little bit about him. With over 21 years of active achievement in Aurora, Javed Khan is a vibrant community leader known for his positivity, passion, and dedication. He has made a lasting impact through his volunteer work with several organizations, including the Aurora Chamber of Commerce, Aurora Minor Baseball Association, and Community and Home Assistance to Seniors. Short form for that is CHATS. A highly engaging, entertaining, and sought-after professional speaker and MC, which you will see tonight. Javed captivates audiences with his humor, warmth, and ability to make his people feel at ease while delivering impactful messages. With over 25 years expertise in marketing, communication, and brand management, Javed is a trusted authority in helping businesses and organizations forge meaningful connections with their communities. Currently, Javed is a proud and longstanding volunteer with the Aurora Sports Hall of Fame. He is here in the present as the president and chair for the past 4.5 years, so almost 5. His dedication is creating positive change, and his infectious enthusiasm inspire and energize everyone he works with, leaving a community remarkable legacy in both his community and professional endeavors. So that's, I'm just gonna invite him to come out now. Javed, I hope I covered everything. Thank you.
January 31st, bud.
Yeah,
Okay. We just want to remind you, we're here supporting you, Bobby. We're reminding you it's January 31st. You're absolutely welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, the decorations for tonight. Check out this. This is awesome. This is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you, the Town of Aurora staff, for putting all this together and all your support. And ladies and gentlemen, you're very beautiful. Thank you for coming tonight. A very, very, not only historic event, it's 5 years. 5 years ago today, Fiona and her team put this together, and we're 5 years in. Fiona, congratulations to you and your team. Congratulations. Okay, so before we get into some festivities, I want to welcome for our opening prayer, Councillor Harold Kim, and then just following that, Glenn Murray for our national anthem. So first and foremost, Councillor Kim.
Okay, let's pray. Father God, be with us today as we celebrate the launch of Black History Month, a month where we can celebrate our brothers and sisters in Christ of African, Caribbean descent through wonderful and educational events and activities. Prepare our hearts, Lord, create in us a new heart, O God, and renew a right spirit in us. Change our minds, O Lord, one that will not differentiate between color, language, or by physical appearance, rather a mind that will not show partiality or favoritism. You created all of us in your image. Oh, how you must shake your head when your children show partiality and favoritism and even abuse to those whose skin color, language, or physical appearance is not like our own. The Lord said to Samuel, "Do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him." The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Father God, when we look at one another, may we look at the heart of another human being and not what is on the surface. Paul said, "There is neither Jew nor Gentile, neither slave nor free, nor is there male and female, for we are all one in Christ Jesus." Lord, I can only imagine what heaven is like, a place where we are all one, all united, all rejoicing, all at peace. A place where justice is not needed, a place where inequities do not abound. This earth may not be heaven, but we know that you want us to be united here on earth, united against the common foe, the enemy who seeks to steal, kill, and destroy. Thank you for your servant John, who proclaimed, "A new command I give you, love one another as I've loved you. So you must love one another. By this, everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Councillor Kim. Glenn, if you can come on up. For those who can, please stand for the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us come with glowing hearts. We see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for.
If I can call on Dresha Grant Hall, please. Dresha Grant Hall, please.
Good evening, everyone. Before we begin, I want to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Wendat peoples. I also acknowledge that we convene this meeting upon the treaty lands of the First Nations of the Williams Treaty and the Chippewas of Georgina Island First Nation as our closest community. We also acknowledge that we're all treaty peoples, including those who came here as settlers, as immigrants, either in this generation or in generations past, and those who came here involuntarily, particularly as a result of the transatlantic slave trade. We must also recognize the fact that this colonial nation is founded in historic and ongoing dispossession of this land's indigenous peoples and African descendant peoples. Today, we especially pay tribute to the ancestors of those of African and indigenous origin and descent. As an organization that centers on social justice, we feel it is critical to be informed on the past and the ongoing consequences of colonialism. We encourage everyone to learn about the history of these lands and to support resistance here and across Turtle Island. ABC gives thanks to the land that nourishes us and it enables us to live in communities. May we continue to aspire to nurture and care for this land and each other. I want to leave you with a statement of truth, which is a declaration that acknowledges the reality of African people, and it reflects the spiritual, cultural, and ancestral wisdom that grounds us. I want us to be grounded in the connection of who we are and the endurance, some of the enduring truths about just who we are as African people. Our presence and contributions on this land predates the founding of Canada by over 150 years. Black people have been here since the 1600s, arriving as enslaved Africans, freedom seekers, and settlers who built communities and shaped the nation. Before the 1960s, the majority of Black people in Canada were born here, and our ancestors played a foundational role in this country's development. Learn of that. Our sweat, skills, experiences, contributions were taken and used without consent for free to build and shape early Canada. For example, the tireless advocacy of Black Canadians like Hugh Burnett and the National Unity Association was instrumental in the creation of the Ontario Fair Employment Practices Act in 1951 and Fair Accommodation Practices Act in 1954. These were the driving force for the creation of the Ontario Human Rights Code in 1962, the first of its kind in Canada. These efforts dismantled segregation in public spaces and employment, ensuring a more equitable society. Learn of that. People of African descent are resilient, courageous, spiritual, and master builders who have been central to the ongoing campaign for equality and an equitable Canada. Our new goal is African Canadian truth telling, starting right here, right now, today. Learn of this. Thank you.
If I can call upon Fiona, please, with Kim Wheatley. Not here yet. Okay. Keep going. Okay. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For those who, again, don't know me, my name is Javid Khan. I've been a member of this wonderful community for the past 22 years, and I'm the current president and chair of the Aurora Sports Hall of Fame, and certainly delighted to be your MC for tonight. Tonight, we come together to honor the 5th anniversary of the Aurora Black community's presentation of the Pan-African flag, an inspiring tradition that marks the beginning of Black History Month, officially kicking off tomorrow, February the 1st. The Aurora Sports Hall of Fame is honored to stand alongside our friends at the Aurora Black community in recognizing and uplifting the legacies that have shaped us today. This year, we proudly inducted Milton Hart, standing behind you. Milton Hart as our first Black athlete, milestone moment, but certainly not the last. As we continue to recognize excellence in sport and sport culture, we encourage you to take action by submitting nominations for past coaches, builders, athletes, in our 2 new categories, teams and media. Nominations are open until April 1, 2025, with details available at aurorashof.ca and all of our social media channels. As I stand here today, I'm filled with immense pride and appreciation of the work that the Aurora Black community has enriched and inspired us, and we look forward to strengthening this partnership in the years ahead. Together, we will continue to celebrate and preserve the legacies of those who have paved the way. Black History Month is a time to reflect, honor, and take meaningful action. It is an opportunity to recognize the trailblazers who have come before us, those who've sacrificed, struggled, and fought for the rights and freedoms we enjoy today. Their resilience paved the way, and it is our responsibility to carry their legacy forward. Fiona, congratulations and your incredible team on reaching this milestone. wishing you many, many more years of success in fostering unity, culture, and celebration. All of your presence tonight is a testament to the strength, reputation, and unwavering community building efforts of the Aurora Black community. It reflects our shared commitment to progress, partnership, and unity. Now, just moments ago, we raised the Pan-African flag, an emblem of pride, liberation, and solidarity. Now, as we gather in the town council chambers, we continue the celebration of heritage, resilience, and hope. Tonight, reflect on our shared history, recognize the progress we've made, and renew our vision for equity and justice. I'd like to take a moment and reflect on the wisdom and lasting impact of Marcus Garvey, a Jamaican political leader, publisher, and orator who played a pivotal role in shaping the path of Black liberation. Mr. Garvey once said, "Show me the race or the nation without a flag, and I will show you a race of people without any pride." In 1923, Garvey was convicted of mail fraud in the United States, a charge widely believed to be politically motivated to undermine his influential movement. He was sentenced to prison and later deported to Jamaica. For decades, supporters have campaigned to clear his name, arguing that the conviction was unjust and aimed at silencing a powerful voice of Black empowerment. Folks, if you don't know, just a few weeks ago in a significant development, former President Joe Biden posthumously pardoned Marcus Garvey on January the 19th, 2025, acknowledging the historical injustices he faced. Ladies and gentlemen, this pardon is seen as a restorative act representing Garvey's enduring legacy and his contributions to the fight for racial equity. I'm super excited to share some exciting news with you tonight also. So please mark your calendars. Put a reminder on your phone. On April the 11th, 2025, the Aurora Black community will be hosting its highly anticipated Black History Gala. We don't know what Miss Fiona is going to be wearing that evening, but last evening, what an outfit. Could be in the Metropolitan. This year's theme, Glenn Murray, if you may, where are you, my friend? You may want to come up and start singing this with us. This year's theme, Glenn Murray, we're freestyling, Glenn. Come on up. You're an entertainer. Sounds good. This year's theme that Fiona and the team have put together, it's called One Love, One Heart.
Let's get together, make sure you bounce on somebody, Let's basically, where's the flag?
And heart, let's get together and feel alright. Want you the people say everyone.
In Jamaica, we say, all right, rewrite now, come again. So you got it, okay? So this song, as much as we're laughing, it is so important to me. Because until we can stop and realize this is just really about love, and it's, if you cut me, maybe my heart a little bit smaller than yours, your heart big on for me. But at the end of the day, just one heart, same blood. And if we can get the concept of this unity, 99% of the work is finished. So as you do this, it's going to be fun, but really imagine it on a serious effort of change. You're beside somebody and you're just really one love, One heart, right? Bounce beside somebody. Nobody shy. If somebody beside you shy, move and find somebody else who's not shy. All right. So are you ready? At the count of three. One.
One love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. I hear the people say, one love. People say, oh, let's get together and feel alright. We give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Say, let's get together and fight the holy Armageddon. When that man comes, there will be no more to one heart, a pity on those whose chances grow thin as there ain't no hiding place from the Father of creation. And we say, one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel alright. What do you hear the people say? One love. You hear the people say, oh, let's get together and feel alright. Now we give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright.
So now we're going to do it one last time with the kids because it's all about the next generation. If there's any children up there that is comfortable coming down, you have 2 seconds to come down and do this with us. Come on, your turn. Children, where are you? Come on down if you're comfortable. Come on down. Any other children? They're coming. Come on. Hey, come on. Clap them so they come. Clap them so they come. They're shy. Clap them. Yes. Come on. Yes. All right. One heart. Let's get together and feel all right. One love, one heart. Get together and feel all right. Let's get together and feel all right. I was told to tell her to look up in the camera and scream. All right. Back to business, Javed. Thank you so much, guys.
All right. All right. Love it. Okay, folks, as we continue. Yeah, awesome. As we continue for tonight's program, I want to kindly ask all the speakers who are going to be coming up just to stay within their allotted times. We're almost there. Keep the energy high, ensure everyone has a chance to be heard. And folks, please stick around after the events for refreshments and pick up your grab bag. The grab bag is filled with valuable resources from our Black-owned businesses. And we invite everyone to sign our commemorative book, which will be preserved in the history and archives of this special evening, marking this milestone 5th year. Your words and presence will become part of this legacy. By the way, I mentioned April the 11th, 2025. And I don't know if you're following the social channels, but every time someone buys a ticket or buys a group of tickets, ABC puts up on that wow, someone just bought a ticket. I want to get Miss Fiona to the point where she's saying, stop it. We cannot be posting so quickly because we have so many tickets that they're having being purchased. So please, April the 11th, 2025. And I know somewhere around we have opportunity for you to purchase tickets, both via e-transfer or right on their website. So be on the lookout for that tonight. We're also excited to have Click. Where's Click? There he is right in front of me. Click. Thank you. Our photographer and videographer tonight. He's here tonight to capture these special moments. So my friend, thank you. And before we go, those folks, ladies and gentlemen, and Fiona, I'm sure will point us out. Please, we want to take some group photos with Click Click before we all go, to encourage everyone to stay and be part of the memories. All right, so let's welcome our speakers for tonight. First one up is Uma Fletcher. She's the Advisory Council Member, ABC, and Director of City College. Uma, come on up.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Thank you for gathering here this evening to mark the beginning of Black History Month with this important flag raising ceremony. It is an honor to stand before you, united in spirit and purpose, as we celebrate the profound contribution and rich history of Black individuals throughout this country and the world. Every year during the month of February, we take our time to reflect on the pivotal moments and the key figures who have shaped our society. We honor the legacy of those who fought for justice and equality. We honor the legacy of those who fought for justice, equality, and recognition, from the courage of Harriet Tubman, who refused to sit at the back of the bus because she knew that we were equal. From the vision of Martin Luther King Jr., who had a dream that one day Black and white would walk hand in hand down the street. To the brilliance of our contemporary leaders in our society, Black history is filled with stories of resilience and triumph. The flag which we raise today serves as a powerful symbol of not only remembrance, but also hope. It represents our commitment to acknowledging the struggles and victories of our past, while inspiring future generations to continue the work of progress, equity, and justice. Let it remind us that the fight against oppression and inequality is ongoing, and it is our responsibility to actively participate in creating a more inclusive and compassionate society. As we embark on this month-long celebration, I encourage each of you to engage deeply with the stories, the history, the rich cultural heritage that enrich our communities. I encourage you to attend events, read literatures, and have conversations that challenge our thinking and broaden our understanding. Let's learn from each other. Let's share our experiences, and let's create a dialogue that fosters unity and respect for one another. Today, as we raise this flag, let us do so with a heartfelt commitment to uphold the values of justice, unity, and community. May it serve as a beacon guiding us towards a future where everyone is celebrated for their contribution and where equality is not just an ideal, but a reality. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and happy Black History Month. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Uma. I would be neglected to continue as a veteran of the 27 years of the Air Force Reserve without recognizing our men and women in uniform tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a very strong stand up. Thank you for the men and women in uniform tonight who are here with us tonight. Fire and police of all colors, shapes. Thank you for all your service. Thank you for protecting our communities. And most importantly, thank you for encouraging young Black men and women to join the either armed forces, fire, and police. So thank you. Thank you. And I say this with some seriousness behind it, because every time I'm at the cenotaph in this great town of Aurora, I'd like to see more colors out there representing our community. We all know November the 11th is Remembrance Day. We all know it's around 10:30 in the morning, and our great folks at the Aurora Legion put on a fantastic ceremony. Please, I ask everyone in this room to please take literally 30 to 45 minutes. That's all the veterans who've sacrificed the ultimate sacrifice would ask for to recognize. And I'm giving that to you right now to put into your calendars, November the 11th at 10:30, Aurora Cenotaph. And anytime you see a veteran like the ones that are before you and the men and women in uniform, the two strongest words in our English language for the young folks, just as a reminder, is thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for the sacrifice you make every time you go out and shift. And thank you for coming home safe and driving safe. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here tonight. Appreciate it. Okay, let's move on with Nelia Pacheco. She's partner of the Aurora Film Circuit. Nelia, come on up.
Good evening, everyone. I wanted to begin by expressing my gratitude to the Aurora Black community for inviting me and the Aurora Film Circuit to be part of the opening ceremonies for this year's flag raising event in celebration of Black History Month. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nelia Pacheco, and I'm the chair and programmer of the Aurora Film Circuit. We are a not-for-profit, volunteer-run arts organization in Aurora, operating since 2006. Our mission is to transfer the way people see the world through film. We would not be here tonight without ABC's incredible dedication and partnership with the town of Aurora to recognize Black History Month. This commitment is truly admirable. As we all know, Black history is Canadian history, and honoring the contributions of our Black community is crucial to deepening our connections and understanding of our shared humanity. Through our partnership, ABC and AFC, we've had the privilege of celebrating some of the more remarkable contributions of Black filmmakers and championing Black excellence. Representation in film is one of the most impactful ways to inspire people to see themselves in new and empowering ways. When a young person is struggling with identity, film in the arts provides an image that they can hold on to. Whether it's through the director, the actor, the screenwriter, or any other role, film has the ability to shift how people see themselves and the world around them. Now more than ever, it's vital that we acknowledge the history of the people of African descent, whose ancestors were forcibly displaced through the transatlantic slave trade. This is why the raising of the Pan-African flag holds such deep significance. To quote Marcus Garvey, the creator of the Pan-African flag, "The white man has made being Black a curse. I'm going to make being Black a blessing." Marcus Garvey, as some have mentioned, was a Jamaican political leader and founder of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, a Pan-African movement that sought to unite and empower the African diaspora and symbolize Black liberation. The Pan-African flag remains a powerful symbol of the movement. Seeing this flag raised today in my own town and witnessing the support of my community fills me with hope and future. Change often begins with individuals and communities, and seeing all of you here today shows me that Aurora is committed to creating a positive change starting at the community level, just as we are all here tonight. As a brief reminder of what the colors of the flag represent, red stands for the blood shed in the fight for the independence. Black symbolizes the Black people themselves. Green represents the fertile land of Africa. It's important to understand the significance of this flag raising ceremony so that when you see the flag, you can connect with it on an emotional level. And of course, none of this would be possible in Canada without the Honorable Dr. Jean Augustine, who championed the motion to recognize Black history across Canada in 1995. And this evening, I stand before you, a Portuguese immigrant, a settler on this land who understands the privilege and pledge my commitment using the platform afforded to me by that privilege to amplify marginalized voices and create spaces for their lived experiences and histories to be shared. One love, one heart, acknowledging our worth, rising together. Thank you.
Nelia, thank you so much. Let's keep the program rolling. I asked the great Mayor Tom Marakis to come forward, sir, for our proclamation reading.
Good evening, everyone. It's great to see so many familiar faces here for this very special occasion. I want to start off by acknowledging my fellow council members here with us, Councillor Thompson, Councillor Kim, as well as Councillor Weiss. Thank you for coming. And also our wonderful federal MPs and all provincial candidates. And also, even though there is an election, I did want to recognize he's still a minister. So Minister Parsa, thank you for coming. And all our community leaders, including the men and women in uniform, both from Central York Fire Services and York Regional Police, as well as town staff and residents. And of course, I want to give a special acknowledgement to all our Black community members. You know, I take great pride in celebrating Black History Month with all of you. When we celebrate Black History Month, we're celebrating Canadian history, as well as the incredible achievements and contributions that so many Black Canadians, including many of you, have made to our communities, helping shape Canada's culture and identity. I also want to give a special thank you to the Aurora Black Community Association and the Aurora Black Caucus. Your leadership and dedication means so much to this community. Your ongoing advocacy, community action, and commitment to fostering important conversations strengthens us as a town. And it is with immense pride that we raise the Pan-African flag here at Town Hall this evening, a symbol of unity, resilience, and the contributions of Black Canadians to our shared history. And my sincere gratitude also goes to Fiona Durant and her entire team who organize these wonderful events that bring all of us together. You know, the town is very proud to partner with you on many Black History Month initiatives. And I also think it's a very powerful statement that ABC is extending the celebration beyond February with street banners honoring Black Canadians set to go up for several months and shifting the Black History Month Gala to April. Absolutely. Black history and achievement should be celebrated all year round, not just in February. I also want to stress that in addition to celebrations, Black History Month is also a time for deep reflection. We need to continue acknowledging Canada's history of anti-Black racism and its ongoing impacts, and recommit ourselves to always speaking up and acting against any prejudice and racism that we see. Tonight, as we come together, let it stand as a powerful symbol of our commitment to dialogue, equity, inclusion, and meaningful change. It is now my honor to read the town's Black History Month proclamation. Whereas Black History Month recognizes the contributions that people of African and Caribbean descent have made to Canada, shaping its identity, and whereas Black History Month was first recognized in Ontario in February 1993, marking the 200th anniversary of the passage of legislation prohibiting the importation of slaves into Upper Canada, And whereas the United Nations proclaimed 2015 to 2024 the decade for people of African descent, an important step in the international community recognizing the people of rights must be promoted and protected. And whereas Black History Month continues to provide the town of Aurora with the opportunity to celebrate the contributions and vital role that Canadians of African descent have made to strengthen the social and cultural mosaic of our community, province, and country. Therefore, be it resolved that on behalf of the Corporation of the Town of Aurora, I, Mayor Tom Marakis, do hereby proclaim the month of February 2025 as Black History Month in the town of Aurora. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Mayor Marakis. You must be Jaden. Oh, you have ID? How you doing, Tia? You well? Ready to come up? All right, where you go.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to be reading a poem by Marianne Williamson. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, or fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make a manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
Thank you. That's Keel, ladies and gentlemen, Keel. Keel, what's your plans in life? What do you want to be? You will be a musical producer. Good job. Good job. All right, as we move along here, Letitia, for our moments of reflection. Where's Letitia? Miss Letitia. Letitia Osai, folks. Osai.
Good evening, everybody. So I saw everybody with a paper or a phone, and I did not write anything down. I said to Fiona, usually she speaks without having anything. And she goes, Letitia, you can do this. Just talk from your heart. And right now I'm panicking. Again, thank you for being here. So moment of reflection. I said to myself, what does it mean to reflect? As a society, as a community, reflection means really sitting down with your thoughts, sitting down with your feelings, sitting down with your day and saying to yourself, did I help somebody today? Was I good to somebody today? Was I human today? And the theme that I've heard throughout the night is unity, love, humanity, and also having a heart. Throughout my profession as a nurse and as a psychotherapist, we usually have to self-reflect. What does that mean? It means that I'm giving you the best care that I can. And as a community and as a society, are we doing that for each other? Are we standing up for each other? Are we honoring our beings as humanity? So if I am going to leave with anything today, what I would say is your next door neighbor. When was the last time you checked on her or him? The new immigrant that moved into Canada. When was the last time you said hello? Have you mobilized any resources for them? Have you told them about, hey, there is a community out here, ABC. Maybe you should meet them. Maybe they can help you with maybe jacket for your son, winter boot for your daughter. What are we doing as a society? So I will encourage everybody today and moving on to show some humanity when you are amongst others, to again check on your neighbor and to be what we are supposed to be, humanity. Thank you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Letitia. Hi, Letitia's brother. How you doing? So for some poetry and inspirational messages, please, we ask Dwayne Morgan. Come on up. Where's Dwayne? There's Dwayne.
All right. Good evening. How's everybody doing? All right. So with a lot of the things that are happening in the world today, it is so important that we are all gathered here today to celebrate and recognize Black History Month. There are a lot of people in other parts of the world and many places that don't want to see these things happen, that don't believe in learning about each other, who don't value our diversity, and the fact that that is happening here in Aurora is very significant. So please give yourselves a round of applause for standing up for this. My parents are immigrants from a wonderful place called Jamaica. And they came to this country, and at the time when they came to this country, they did not know that they were Black. And sometimes I say that to people and they're like, what are you talking about? And the reality is that for both of my parents, they grew up in parts of Jamaica where everyone looked like them. So race didn't exist. They were just their name and they were Jamaican. And it wasn't until they came to Canada that they became Black and had to figure out, what does this mean to be Black? Because they had never been Black before. Up until that time, they had only been who they were. And now they came here and a new identity was given to them, and they had to figure out life with this new identity. And with some of the things that they had to deal with and go through, it gave them a sense of what it means, you know, to be Canadian. They learned how they have to navigate space. And when they had children, they raised us to know how to survive space, how to survive in places that will look at you and judge you based on how you look and not your character. So when we gather here today for things like this, it is because we still have work to do. Because for many people, their first experience with racism and being othered happens here, when they arrive at the airport and a new identity is given to them. So this first poem, I don't even know how many, what am I doing here? I didn't even know how many poems I'm doing. She just wanted me to be here so bad we didn't even discuss what is happening here. But this first poem is dedicated to, I think there'll be three, if that's cool. All right, okay. So this first poem is dedicated to my parents, and in particular, my mother. January 1974. Two immigrants huddled, shielding themselves from the Canadian cold, rubbing their bodies together like sticks in the hands of Boy Scouts, trying to recreate the Jamaican heat they had known well but had left behind. Paradise was now just a memory, tucked into that space behind the eyes, replaced by a reality of snow as they skated on thin ice, as they tried to find this new life they had been promised and heard so much about. Nights of heat-seeking planted a bun in the oven. By the third trimester, an engagement ring came as they counted down to month number 9. Each October morning was greeted with a case of nerves as they anticipated whether or not this would be the day. 2 weeks came and passed. On a Monday, they congregated with potential grandparents to eat, talk, laugh, and give thanks to the Savior. Later that night, what might have been gas turned out to be labor. Relatively painless, 2 hours later, the two who had given up their son were given a new one, their first, born on a Tuesday. I was the immigrant's dream. My mom was a hot girl in the 70s, but having me made her lukewarm as she stretched from a size 7 to a 14 to accommodate my potential. So I always try to live up to it. Humbled by the sacrifices made by 21-year-old kids, I am the immigrant's dream, cut from the same cloth, just another part of the quilt. So everything that I build is built on their backs. I take no steps forward without looking back. I keep my past in my present and my lineage in perspective so that regret will never be a part of our family's existence. No second guessing whether or not a better life ever existed. For as long as I continue bearing my soul through my creativity and my writing, there'd be no need for them to yearn for the heat from the Jamaican sun, because I am their dream. And when they look at me, I want them to see that their sun is still shining. Thank you. All right, on a more serious note, I'm going to read something from my latest book, and this is called Take Hold of the Pen. When you aren't the one telling the story, it can be easy to find yourself participating in your own miseducation, believing things about yourself masquerading as the truth. Think about how easily we believe that Martin Luther King Jr. gave an I Have a Dream speech, reducing a man to sound bites when it suits certain purposes and distracts from the issues, but there is nuance in the way that language is used, placing burdens on our shoulders that aren't our weight to bear. They say that Black people were slaves, but the truth is that Black people were people who had been enslaved, but by whom? See how easily language is used to change the way the story is framed. They call our ancestors slaves, not hostages. They speak of the slave trade and not human trafficking. They say that slavery was long ago, but we still carry reminders on our last names. They never speak of reparations paid to the owners of slaves, while those who were enslaved are forced to find their own way. Stop holding on to shame that isn't yours to carry. Your history requires agency. It's about what you have done, not what others have done to you. They would have you believe that our history began with slavery when the European ships arrived, but when you aren't the one telling the story, it is easy to believe the lies. It is easy to forget the Berlin Conference and how it created a divide, splitting up an entire continent with no care for tribal or cultural lines and not even consent. When you aren't the one telling the story, it is easy to forget that Egypt is where the world went to receive higher knowledge, to Africa, the birthplace of what we now call universities and college. But because we aren't the ones telling the story, some of our young people drop out, convincing themselves that school is hard, not seeing Black as synonymous with being smart, when what we've believed to be history has miseducated many of them. But I think it is now time for us to take hold of the pen. Thank you. All right, for this final one, I am a testament to the impossible becoming possible. And I often say that I am not supposed to be here given who my parents are and where my parents came from and the trajectory of their lives. My mother still has a house in St. Thomas, Jamaica. And at that house, on Wednesdays, there's no running water. So on Tuesdays, if you go there to visit, you have to catch all the water you think you might need for Wednesday, because on Wednesday, the pipes, there's just nothing coming out of the pipes. And a few years ago, right before the pandemic hit, I had the great opportunity to meet and perform for former President Barack Obama. And him and I have a picture together. And how unlikely is it that this woman from a little place in St. Thomas with no running water on Wednesdays could give birth to a child who ends up standing beside the first Black president of the United States. You cannot say that things are impossible, because all things are possible through things like this, through supporting each other, through community. So I'm going to end on this note. On your mark, get set, and so it begins. On the dark continent of enlightenment, the place from where all history comes, a people who are so ahead of their time, they were sending text messages when they only had drums. Out of the starting blocks, we were off to an early lead as world travelers and explorers, sharing our philosophies, creating universities and structures that would make the world stop and wonder before passing the baton on to the relay's next runner in the Caribbean Sea, who lost a bit of ground through the Middle Passage and slavery, but nobody said that the race would be easy. So for over 400 years, they continued to run, limping through the pain, knowing that cramps will come and it's going to hurt sometimes. But you've got to focus and keep going through the plantations, the lynchings, and the hate, even when the spectators in the stands call you other than your name, because it is not what we are called, but what we answer to that is important. Victory is an uphill climb, and we've got to continue to rise like Lazarus, knowing that even the slightest of steps can mean so much. Sister Rosa Parks sat down to stand up, so I can't give up as I try to make sense of this baton that has been placed in my hand while I struggle just to be accepted as a man in this world that seems more concerned with whether or not I'm endowed down south, and I'm all about being endowed in the places where it counts, in my family and my community, because knowledge of self is like a garden. If it is not cultivated, you cannot reap a harvest. Victory will come to those who choose to run the hardest, and it really doesn't matter if you know the secret, because not everyone will believe enough in themselves to do something with the information. No one was made to be a spectator in life. We are all the active participants in the race to fulfill our destiny. So when the baton comes, take it and run, because failure isn't a crime, but aiming too low is. Because if you reach for the top of a tree, you might never get off the ground. But if you shoot for the stars, you might at the very least get to the top of that tree. And I might not get to the finish line with you, but I will continue to strive to carve out my own space before passing this baton on to a new generation of runner, confident in victory, because success, it runs in my race. Thank you.
What do you want me to say after that? What? Can I borrow your hat? Like, amazing, Dwayne. Such a blessing to have you here tonight. Thank you. And congratulations on your success. Congratulations. Okay, I ask our amazing MP, where is she, Leah Taylor-Roy, please, to come up and say a few words.
Well, I just want to say it's truly a great night, and I'm so pleased to see a full chamber here. And I want to thank Fiona and ABC for 5 years of the flag raising and having this celebration. It really is amazing. Thank you. And you know, I've been listening, sitting and listening to the speakers who have come before me, and I feel like I don't really have a lot to add. Like, there's been so many great speeches given and so many insights into Black history, into the journey and the trials and the triumphs, and I've loved listening to it all. So I'll simply say that as a representative of Aurora, Oak Ridges, Richmond Hill, in government, in parliament, in Ottawa, that I'm very proud of the fact that this government has worked, I think, diligently and brought forward many different programs to try and address some of the inequalities, some of the inequities that are a result of the enslavement of Black people, not just in Canada, but around the world, that we recognize systemic discrimination, systemic racism, and that the things that we're seeing right now around the world when diversity, equity, inclusion, when even celebrating Martin Luther King Jr. Day is no longer going to be celebrated south of the border, that it breaks my heart to see us moving backwards on really important initiatives, that we need to protect the progress that we've made and continue to move forward, because there's still work to be done, and it's going to take every one of us. And I listened to the prayer by Councillor Harold Kim. I listened to Jenica's words, sorry, to yours, Una, to everyone's words today. And there is such brilliance, and to the speech given, not by Jaden, but by the young man over there. Thank you. And all of those words, I think, speak to every one of us, just to say that we need to work together. And of course, Glenn leading One Love, One Heart is so true. So the more that we work together, the more that we work in unity, and that we continue to move forward and not let forces that would have us go backwards, the more progress we're going to make. And it's my great pleasure to be an ally in that work. And thank you for everything you do.
Thank you, MP Taylor Leroy. Really appreciate it. Appreciate your support. This individual needs no introduction as she comes quickly towards me with a smile. Bye-bye.
2022, I did a video with this person. And I said to Matthew, if I look at you, I might let it play, but only if we feel that it should be played. I'm extremely embarrassed, but I'm gonna let the video play because I think in a very simple way, it is what we're looking for and is what we're speaking for. And I just want this little video to kind of just break things up a little bit, since we don't have a dancer or no reggae music going on. But we're just going to put it to break things up and take what you take from it. If it's something funny, laugh. But if it's not funny and you get something from it, you take something from it. But just don't look at me when you watch it. Sorry, go ahead, Matthew. Thank you.
Say it's all right. Say it's all right. It's all right. Have a good time, 'cause it's all right. Oh, it's all right. Now listen to the beat. Kinda pat your feet. You got soul, and everybody knows that it's all right. Oh, it's all right. When you wake up early in the morning, feeling sad like so many of us do, just hum a little soul, make like your goal, and surely something's gotta come to you. Say it's all right. Say it's all right. It's all right. Have a good time, 'cause it's all right. Oh, it's all right. Now everybody clap your hands. Give yourself a chance. You've got soul. 'cause you've got soul. Let me say it again. You've got soul. You've got soul. And everybody knows that it's all right.
Well, Fiona, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right, Fiona. Amazing. By the way, Fiona's with our good friends at Artistica Ballroom Dance, right? It's the name. Great, great individuals there, by the way. A couple of messages of inspiration. I'd like to call upon Deputy Chief Kevin McCloskey, and then afterwards Inspector Lindsay Nula from YRPTE Bureau. Deputy Chief Kevin McCloskey first, please, sir. And then Inspector Lindsay Nula after.
Good evening, everyone. How are you all tonight? Good. I can guarantee you that I am better now than I was before I came here tonight. So this has been wonderful so far. I'm happy to be joined here tonight with some of my colleagues and friends from work, Deputy Chief Paula De Silva, Superintendent Sarah Riddell, Inspectors Lindsay Newlove and Colin Alexander. And there are other officers up there, but I'm going to ask Inspector Newlove to introduce them when she speaks and state their names, because they are names you want to know. They are names of officers that you will see in the community, and I encourage you to go up and say hello when you do see them. So on behalf of Chief McSween, myself, the executive leadership team, and all the members of York Regional Police, I want to say a special thank you for having us here tonight, and a special thank you to ABC President Rich, Fiona Durant, for having us here at this celebration tonight. It really is our pleasure to be with you here tonight as we mark the beginning of Black History Month. You know, so when I was preparing this and thinking about the theme, right, one love, one heart, acknowledging our worth and rising together, I wanted to reflect on that and reflect on what that means in terms of the relationship between ABC and York Regional Police. And I can begin by saying that we are incredibly grateful for the strong relationship that we share with ABC and the larger Aurora Black community. We've seen time and time and again the positive impact that ABC has had on this region. You know, your organization was instrumental in making Black History Month a declaration for February here in Aurora. That's significant. I think we need to acknowledge that. And as we've heard, ABC led the town's first Black History and Pan-African flag raising in 2021. I'm really, really happy that we're still doing it today and beyond. You know, York Regional Police, you know, to give you one example, was a proud sponsor to ABC's initiative, I Can Swim, and this is an initiative that teaches youth in the community how to swim, which is incredibly important. Not many people know this, but we have 34 bodies of water, 34 lakes in the region of York, so it's essential to know how to swim. These are just a few examples, you know, and I really, really look forward to this relationship growing further and continuing to rise together in 2025 and beyond. So from everyone at York Regional Police, thank you to ABC and to the larger Black community for everything that you do. Earlier today, York Regional Police proudly raised the Pan-African flag at a number of our facilities, including our headquarters, which is just down the street here in Aurora. And next weekend, on Saturday, February 8th, we'll be hosting our annual Black History Month celebration. This fantastic event, it's one of my favorites in the year, will bring together impactful messages around our theme, culture through the arts. You are all invited. It's a great day, live entertainment, delicious food, and great company, and I hope to see all of you there. At York Regional Police, we're continuing to work hard to better connect in meaningful ways with members of our Black community across the entire region, and we are steadfast in our commitment to build trust and confidence through our actions and not just words. We want to create positive and lasting relationships because we know that by fostering these relationships, that we can ensure that people within York Region, all people in York Region, feel safe and secure
and included and valued. And this work is ongoing. I admit that. But through active listening and a commitment to continued learning, we're creating a region that is welcoming and inclusive for everyone. At York Regional Police, we continue to be guided by our values of professionalism, respect, courage, compassion, and fairness. And the work that we do with our community partners to promote equity, inclusivity, and social justice, and to celebrate diversity within our service and within our community. I thank you very much for the privilege of being here tonight. I look forward to connecting with all of you at some point in the community. Have a great night.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Inspector Lindsay Newlove, and I'm honored to be here tonight. Thank you, Fiona, for allowing me this opportunity. My role at York Regional Police is the officer in charge of our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Unit, which is a vitally important work group that interacts daily with our diverse community members here in our region. I am here this evening to share with you the various community events and programs our unit engages in partnership with our community and partners. The York Regional Police Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Bureau builds bridges and develops partnerships with our diverse community. We build bridges by creating exciting and innovative platforms for our community. We work on fostering safe, welcoming, and inclusive community to understand, honor, and celebrate human diversity in our region. We do this by reaching out to our communities during crisis, attending community events, and organizing events such as Black History Month, Asian Heritage Month, International Day of Elimination of Racism, human rights galas, community town halls, faith events, and many more. These events leave a vast imprint on the region and are eagerly anticipated by the community, which remains one of the most diverse and welcoming in Canada. YRP is the first police agency to create a human rights education classroom at our community safety village. This classroom is for children and youth to engage in an age-appropriate educational workshop. The focus of the human rights classroom is to empower and educate our youth generations about human rights and human responsibilities. At the Community Safety Village, we host several events throughout the year that are open to the public. Please keep an eye out on our social media sites, as we'd love to have you out to this and to see and offer you what we have in our space. I would now like to introduce my team to you all. You have already heard from our Deputy Chief, Kevin McCloskey. We have Deputy Chief Paulo da Silva, Superintendent Sarah Riddell, who is the officer in charge of community services, Inspector Colin Alexander, who used to be the officer in charge of diversity, equity, inclusion, and is now the officer in charge of 2 districts, Staff Sergeant Michelle Foster, who works in our real-time operations center, Constable Lincoln Boyd, who is one of our diversity officers, and Constable Marcel Price, who's one of our frontline uniform officers. Without this team, we would not have the strong relationship we do have with the community we serve. Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Okay, I'd like to, almost done here, folks. I'd like to call upon Chief Rocco Volpe, Chief of Central York Fire Services, please to come on up. And Riley and Rhea, could you just stand by after, please?
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Fiona, for your friendship. It is much cherished and appreciated with Central York Fire. Nice to see you. For those who I haven't had the opportunity meeting this evening, my name is Rocco Volpe. I'm also accompanied by our Deputy Fire Chief, Lorianne Zwicker. I am the Fire Chief for Central York Fire Service. It's an honor to be here tonight, surrounded by so many community members, leaders, and friends as we come together to celebrate the start of Black History Month. This event is a powerful reminder of the rich history, resilience, and contributions of Black Canadians, both here in Aurora and beyond. It's also an opportunity to reflect, learn, and celebrate the diversity and strengths within our community. As Central York Fire Services, we know that a strong community is built on inclusivity, respect, and support for one another. When we lift each other up, listen to each other's stories, and work together, we all move forward. That's why events like this matter. They bring us together, spark meaningful conversations, and inspire positive change. I want to extend my sincere gratitude to the Aurora Black Community Association and the town of Aurora for organizing this fantastic event. And of course, a big thank you to all of you for being here tonight to celebrate, reflect, and reaffirm our commitment to build a more inclusive community. Happy Black History Month, everyone.
Okay, Riley and Rhea, cue it up. There we go. Got a great poem for us.
Hi, everyone. Today I'll be reading a poem by Dan Higgins called The River of Time. The river of time, it flows with a steady pace, carrying stories of struggle, triumph, and grace. Black History Month brings these tales to the base, a celebration of progress, a communal embrace. From the shores of Africa to the stars in space, their journey has been a challenging race. Yet their spirit endures, leaving a trace. In Black History Month, their strength we chase. We honor the past and the battles they face, from civil rights marches to the cultural space. Black History Month is a time and a place to remember, reflect, and retrace. So let's celebrate this month with a warm embrace for the heroes of the past, present, and future space. Hello, everyone. I'll be reading a poem called I Dream a World by Langston Hughes. I dream a world where man no other man will scorn, where love will bless the earth and peace its paths adorn. I dream a world where all will know sweet freedom's way, where greed no longer saps the soul, nor avarice blights our day. A world I dream where black or white, whatever race you be, will share the bounties of the earth and every man is free. For wretchedness will hang its head, and joy, like a pearl, attends the need of all mankind. Of such I dream my world.
Okay. So let's move on to some government greetings and call to action messages from our communities. I want to start with our provincial candidates, Don Gallagher Murphy and candidate Michael Parsa. If you can come up to the oh, Don Gallagher Murphy. Oh, okay.
Good evening, everyone, and happy Black History Month. And my thoughts are Canadian history is Black history. Black history is Canadian history. It's not just in February. It's every single month. It's every single day of the year. And I'm happy to be with you here this evening, and I truly appreciate the theme, rising together. Rising together as a community, and I'll keep mine more focused on Aurora. We rise together when we come together as a full community. Doesn't matter the color of our skin, who we are, what we do. It's coming together as one. I'd like to thank Fiona Durant. Ever since I've known her, since she started the Aurora Black Community Association, to Milton, ever since you started the Aurora Black Caucus and allowed me to become a member. Thank you. Rising together means exactly that we be together as a community. I saw something here after the wonderful dance you did there, Fiona. Actions speak louder than words. And I think that is so true. It is our actions that define us, not just showing up to say a few words. Who knows what's behind those words? I think it's important that we act, and we act as a community, and we rise together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, for community experience voice, Kevin Modesti and Bright Osai. Come on up.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you to the organizers who put this event on this evening. As you may well be aware, we're in the middle of a provincial election. One of the things that makes me concerned is that there's a political momentum growing, not only south of the border, but right here in Canada, where parties and leaders and movements have tell us something that we know is not to be true. They've made diversity a bad thing. That sentiment is not just south of the border. And as a Black community, we can't afford to sit on the sidelines. I want you to look to your right. In the last election, provincial election, 44% of people voted. That means one of y'all didn't vote. There's a saying that if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. As a community, we cannot afford to sit on the sidelines, because whether or not we get out and we cast our ballot, the government's going to be had. There's going to be people making decisions about us, for us, and sometimes to us. So I encourage you, as you think about who you're going to vote for in this election, and I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I'm glad that our representatives and our candidates were here to, that you can hopefully get an opportunity to talk to them about what they want to do for our community. Think about what's important to you, but also what's important to that person who's sitting right next to you. Because sometimes we have a tendency when we vote to only think about what's important to us and not what's important, right? It's not only important if it's important to me, I need to make sure that I'm voting about what's important to we. James Weldon Johnson, we're probably going to sing it at some point. I'm hoping we're going to sing it. I mean, it's Black History Month, y'all. Lift every voice and sing. I'm not going to sing it, because if I sing it, it's going to be it's not a celebration song. But there's a very powerful line in that song. And if you're familiar with the song, the line is, "Sing a song sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has brought us. But the line that comes after that's equally important. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. In a community, whether it's in Aurora or abroad, in the Black community writ large, we stand on many shoulders. And one of the things that we can take pride in and we can look for hope in and be inspired by is that amid the darkness, amid the news that is negative, that seems to be a never-ending onslaught, there are people who are doing the work about making sure that we have hope. So when you think about voting this time, I want you, those of you who are here with your kids, to talk to your kids about the upcoming election and about just political participation in general. More importantly, listen to what they have to say. Take them with you in the voting booth. Don't tell them about what you think, ask them about what they think. Because what we need to do is we need to encourage people to take up take up that mantle. We can't let half of our community sit on the sidelines. And municipally, it's even more dire. It's 1 in 4 of us only voting. So I want to just finish with this. We may not see a big change in the next election or the election after that. But remember, incrementalism in and of itself is not a goal, but it's not a bad thing. It gives us something to build on. It gives us something to look forward. And we can be inspired by that line by James Weldon Johnson, that we can sing of the song of the hope that the present has brought us. Thank you very much.
Okay, we got a few more left, and we're concluding for the evening. Bright Osei, if you can come on up to the podium, please. And
how's everyone doing? So my name is Bright Osei. My sister's Letitia, and I forgot to get her a Christmas present, so she told me to do this. So going off what Dwayne said, so we were born in Ghana, West Africa, and my first time in Canada was literally in Aurora when I was 10 years old. And I remember going to class on my first day and being like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. All right, it's just me out here. So, oh, can you guys hear me now? Yeah, okay, perfect. So I was saying, first day in class, it was very evident that I was the only person that looked like me after years of just being in a country where everyone looked like me. So it was a huge adjustment. And I think Fiona wanted me to touch on things that I wish I had grown up in Aurora. And I have a few things here. So Aurora, great city. It taught me everything I know about being Canadian. And when you're a kid, you don't think about the things that you don't have until you grow up. So going into post-secondary education is when things really started becoming more evident to me. So for example, I can recount countless times where people that were in my class had specific scholarships for being a certain race, like Asians, the Indians. Their community fostered certain things that provided them scholarships to get ahead. And our parents, they came here, they don't have a lot of money, they don't have a lot of things, so we just focused on keeping us alive. So thinking beyond, an extra 40K or 50K for your kids, that's like impossible. So having these things as a community and all pulling in can be a huge help. Also having a therapist as a sister, literally every morning I wake up to, how are you feeling today? So I also think one thing that the Black community, especially young teenagers and kids, lack often is just being mindful of how you feel as a person, especially Black men. There's this whole stigma of being a man, be a man and keep things internally. And I think, thankfully, I have a sister who's very supportive and ensuring that I am mindful of how I feel. And I think if I had the opportunity to be in Aurora as a teenager, I would try my best to cultivate some sort of network or community that encourages men to be more positive about how they feel and women as well. And then also, I think one thing that I wish I had was just having the opportunity to meet more Black professionals. So if I had the opportunity to meet a man who met Obama, I think, I might have met Obama too, but hey, that's neither here nor there. So I think just creating
my whole message is just to create opportunities and communities where you can foster that kind of growth. For anecdotal experience, I'm blessed to work at Google as an AI consultant, and even at a company like Google, they really go above and beyond to create. They literally flew me out to New York to meet other Black people. So if a tech company can do that, I don't see why a community like Aurora can't do that as well.
Okay, to round off the roster, the one and only Fiona Durant, we can have her please come up and say her words. I've got some closing words after her, so don't go anywhere. And we've got some reminders for everyone. It's been an incredible evening tonight, so thank you, an evening of inspiration. And what a way to close it off with Miss Fiona Durant.
Why, I look like I'm gonna get hungry already. I'm hungry. So we have a little bit of soup and some patties outside and some soda and some coconut water. So don't worry yourself. We're gonna make sure you get hydrated before you go up, before you go home. I'm gonna invite Lily from CCSYR with me. But people think I'm brave, but I'm so shy. There's something in my mind I want to say to you. It says, I'll rise up, I'll rise like a day, I'll rise up in spite of the ache, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. That's a decision we have to make every day, to rise up. It's a decision. Even when you're shivering and somebody think you're brave, but they have no idea what the rage that's happening. So thank you, Keel, for rising up today on the spot. On the spot. I was raised with compassion and love and forgiveness and grace, and that's the only way I know how to do community, is through that. Sitting right here are two elders that my heart is so warm to see you walk through that door today. You've been living in Aurora for how long? 37 years with us in Jamaica, 37 years. And not being able to see these things happening in their community. And so seeing you here today, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We can call names because it's not so important, but thank you everyone so much for being here. Thank you for doing this. Deirdre, I want to thank you for being here. I see you and it warms my heart. Everybody warms my heart, but it especially warms my heart to see you here today. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the sisterhood. I appreciate it. ABC, and we're going to make this fast. It's 8 minutes. It's really about connection, bridging cultures and creating an opportunity for everyone to flourish and grow. It's really my goal. We have a sari that was donated by Mr. Frank Stranek, which I see that he's here today. Thank you so much, Mr. Stranek, for being here. It is where we're going to be selling raffle tickets, so you can buy that so we can fund our event. But something amazing happened when I went to knock on this lady's door. I'm going to let her tell you the rest of it. And something happens when every one of you show up and show how. Thank you so much, Ria. And thank you so much, Riley, for speaking. Having children participating, not just because I was a daycare teacher, but just because I know passing on that baton and creating that legacy and giving you the platform to know that you can. Our deepest fears is not that we're inadequate. It's important. So thank you so much for rising to the call. You didn't have to. Thank you. So Lily, I'll let you do it.
Good evening, everyone. I know that we might feel a little bit tired, but I really love to close tonight with a mood of action.
My name is Lily Pourzand. I'm the Director of Partnership and Community Engagement at CCSYR. And if you see my face, the heroes behind the scenes are those at our agency and all the community services and social services agencies, specifically the Black-led agencies that NACA is here, ABC is here, and many others, that they are carrying the burden of the services to the needed community out there. So what we know as a fact today, that more than any time before, we need to stay together. We need to value our equity, diversity, inclusion, and sense of belonging, and do anything and everything to honor it daily, not for us, for our school kids, for the kids at the school, for the people in the community, for those one with a status or non-status, for the newcomers, for the refugees. And at CCSYR, we are able to provide those services, but we cannot do it alone. What I like in my position as the Director of Partnership is reaching out and bridging those gaps. I'm honored to say that one of the best memorandum of understandings that we signed is the memorandum of understanding that we signed with ABC yesterday. So we are officially in partnership to be able to provide a stronger and better services to the community that the beautiful frontliners that they're representative of many others are providing to our communities. Thank you so much, Fiona, for giving us that this opportunity. And this is an invitation to all other organizations that if we can work together to pass through this difficult time, this uncertain time together, let's do it together. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All right, is that it? All right, so let's go eat some food. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for, I felt what you read today. I felt it and appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Councillor Thompson. Thompson? Yes. Thank you for being here today. And Councillor Kim, thank you so much for being here today. Boy, Colin, me I tell you, big up yourself, enough respect. All right, so we're gonna let you go. Latoya from TD, thank you so much for your love and support. We appreciate you, and we love TD. We love your support. We thank you guys so much. And we're gonna go out and have some food and photos. Get photos, get photos, get photos. Tag us when you post. Everything is, we want you to see how you experienced today.
Good. Thank you, Fiona. Thank you. And folks, tonight's been a great night, folks, of celebration. It's time to honor our past, celebrate our present, and let's kick it off with some music by good old Sir Winston.